Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today, actually, last week, I've actually sold off of every single stock right now. As you see, I don't own any single stock. And these ones right here, ACB, Tesla, Uber, Square, Shopify, Nvidia, and Facebook are the ones I want to get back into. If the markets ever decide to go back down again, those are going to be the 7 companies or 8 companies that I get back into. And those are the only companies that I want to really hold right now for the long run. I believe ACB, Tesla, Uber, Square, Shopify, Nvidia, and Facebook are going to be dominant, are going to 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x in the next few years, in the next 5, 10 years, 20 years. And I believe if I can get it to the low prices of what it was in March, if it ever decides to go back down to those points, then I'll be able to deploy all my $19,000 into it and hopefully double or triple it quickly, maybe in 2-3 years. But right now, the strategy that I'm using is I'm selling puts right now, and I did sold a put this week right here on May 27th. I did sell a put and I was able to get $224 for the week. And I did execute another one for $11 put for that expires on June 5th. So next Friday expires and I get $14 for it. So my goal for these ones is I want to take it as low risk as possible. 85% chance of profitability or higher. And I want to get a 1% gain every single week. So if I was to risk my whole portfolio of $19,300, I want to get at least $193 in premium per week. And as time goes on and my portfolio keeps growing more and more and more, that will go up more and more. So I was able to hit the first week goal of above $193, $191 actually, because I did sell off at this point right here. I sold off at 191.36, and right now it's at 19358, $19,358. So next week I want to be able to get about close to $200 in the week. So if I'm able to get to $200 per week, that's about $800 per month, which is pretty decent if you ask me. And right now, if we look at ACB, I'm only doing ACB because the premiums are very high and I don't mind holding ACB for the long run, especially if it can go down to like $10 or $11. So right now I have about $18,200. So what is that? 15, 16? What is that? 16,500. So let's put another 2 more. Oh, no, only you can do 16. Oh, 16? Really? Yep, only 16. So at 16, I'll be able to get $240 in premium. So that will be that'll hit my goal of $190. And if I want to get a little more risky, I can do the $12 put, which is a 78% chance or 79% chance of profitability. It all depends on what price ACB opens up on Monday. If it is lower than $14, I'll for sure hit 11. If it still is above 14, I wouldn't mind going to $12, because at 12, I think, what is it? At 12, I'll be able to do 15. Sell 15 contracts, and that's a $500 credit. And of course, on Monday, this probably would go down to maybe $400 or even $300, depending on what the price is. But $500, that's way above my 1% per week goal. That's more than 2%, almost 3%. So and then my ultimate goal is $500 per week. And once I start hitting $500 per week, I won't risk any more money on selling puts on ACB. I'll just stack cash, because right now the goal is to stack as much cash as possible until the markets decide to go down. And once the markets decide to go down, I'll have enough cash to deploy into these companies: ACB, Tesla, Uber, Square, Shopify, Nvidia, and Facebook. 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 7, 7 companies that I will be owning for the long run, and hopefully at a very good price too. ACB right now, it's starting to look good it's starting to look good. It just depends on the next few quarters and how they're willing to cut their expenses down. If they can keep cutting their expenses down and stop losing as much money, they've actually been doing well on cutting their expenses down. They were losing about billions. Now they're losing only 100 million, but that's a whole lot of money. If they can keep cutting that down and start increasing their revenue and profitability, then ACB for the long run is going to be crazy. I believe in the next 2 quarters we'll have to see if they're going in the right direction. If next quarter they're not going in the right direction, then I'll be more hesitant to putting more money into ACB or to even buy ACB. Tesla's a monster, always doing great. If it hits below $700, I'll start buying some, because this stock could go up to 3,000. Tesla can go up to 3,000. So at $700, that's a 4x gain. So anywhere under $700, and I'll be willing to buy it. And in ultimate paying price, I would love to see it to go under 500. Once I see it going under $500, that's gonna be the ultimate goal. Uber under $20, under $25, I'll be able to buy. I would want to start buying. Under 20, I'll start buying heavily. Square stocks under $50 would be a good buying point for me. Shopify under 400 or even under 300. Under 300 for me would be a good price. Yeah, under $300 would be a good price for me to buy Shopify at, but I don't think it'll ever hit that point. Nvidia under $225, I'll buy. But these companies, crazy. Facebook under 150. Under 150 is where I will buy. And those are the price points, and that's the goal for me. 1% per week for the portfolio. If possible, I'll keep adding as much as I can from work. Hopefully I can be able to add anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per month. And sooner or later, we'll be able to get back up to the point where we were at well, close to $40,000. Hopefully, maybe by the end of this year. I don't think so. But if we can get to around 30 to 40,000 by the end of this year, that's a good goal for me. If we can get anywhere higher than 30,000 by the end of the year, good goal. 25,000 is what I expect to be at by the end of the year. 25,000, depending on how the market's going. Goal 25,000 by the end of the year. If we can get anywhere above 25,000, it's good. If we can get way above 25,000 to 35 or even all-time highs, then that's record-breaking for me. And maybe by the end of next year, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. If the markets decide to crash, then maybe it will take a little longer. If the markets just keep going up, then I believe we can get to 25,000. If the markets decide to crash, maybe I'll even get back up higher. It just depends. Goal, end of this year, $25,000. I'm up about 89% in the past year. And if I'm making about, let's say $200 per week, yeah, $200 per week, and there's maybe we're about halfway through the year. 226. That's about that's a $5,000. Yeah, just by doing the little strategy that we have, we should be able to hit 25,000 by the end of the year in cash. If we do everything correctly and we don't get greedy. If I get greedy, then I don't know. Let me know, guys. If you were in my situation, what would you do? Would you do the $11 put that I say 87% profitability, in which you get about 200? About let's see. That's 17, right? 17? No, it's 16. At 16, I get $240. $240, 87% chance, or 510 at a 79% chance. 240, 89% chance, 79% chance. Or 87% chance, yeah. 240, 87% chance, or 5 at 10 at a 79% chance. Most likely I'll do 510 at $12. If I get filled, then I'll just sell calls. And if it keeps dipping more and more and more, I will probably slowly have to take these lower weekly percentage gains. But that's fine, you know. I believe by the end of the year, ACB will go higher. So I would love to get ACB under $10, but if I have to get it at 12, then it's whatever. You know, and I'm not on margin like I was, so it's not super risky. They will never ask me to sell off. That's why I took such a massive loss or a dip, because I was on margin and I had sold off a low. I took profits, but not the higher profits. You know where I was at. But that's it. That's a little update for you guys. That's how my goal 1% per week. Anywhere above 1% per week is good enough for me. Ultimate goal is $500 per week, and then after that I'll just stack cash. If I can even get more than that, even if I can get to $1,000 per week, which I think might take probably a few years, $500 per week honestly could be done by summer of next year, hopefully, depending if I'm still selling calls, if the market doesn't decide to go down. Because if the market does decide to crash, then I won't be selling puts anymore, because I will deploy all my money into these 7 stocks. But yeah, that's the goal, 1% per week. Anything above 1% per week is good. About $200 per month, $193 $200 per week, about $800 per month. Ultimate goal, $2,000 per month. And then after that, stack cash for the next, for when the markets decide to go down. But anyways, a little update for you guys. I sold off everything. Now just making my weekly income, working a lot now, full-time, about 40 hours per week. I'm trying to work a little bit more than that, even though I don't like working, you know, but, you know, I have to do what I have to do if I want to survive and thrive. But anyways, other than that, please drop a like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.